We should start with the 19th verse today. 19th verse. Ihaivatayirjitah sargo yesham samye sthitam manah nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthithah. Equality of vision is being stressed in this verse. In the previous verse, we already saw that a person who is well established in the divine knowledge is able to see things with a neutrality of mind. This person will be able to see a dog eater, or a highly educated and a learned person, or a person with a lot of wealth. All these people will be seen in the exact same way. There will not be any difference in the eyes of this person who has the absolute divine knowledge. Now, it is not that easy. If you have observed your own life, it is very hard to see people with equanimity. How can we treat all people on the same grounds with same equal status? A person who just walks into the door, who's a beggar, let's say, asking for food or money, and then another person who's the most richest person in the neighborhood, and we know we have a lot of things common with that person, and we are looking forward to some help from that person, let's say, and that person knocks on the door. How do we think that we will be able to see these two people, one who is asking for help from us and one to whom we are dependent on, right? How can we see these two people equally? That is precisely what in this verse it's being stressed. Strive to that equanimity, to that equality of vision. Through our eyes, when we look at anyone, it can be our own spouse, children, friends, family members, outsider, a stranger, or a well-respected person, or any such thing. If you observe, we have preferences in terms of this set of people are close to me, to my heart, right? And this set of people are people I do not like because of this reasons. We already have stored in our mind the script. So when we meet a person and we encounter a person, naturally the script starts playing out in our mind. The preferences. Oh, I like this person. Naturally we go and start orienting our discussion towards that. Our style of talk or style of engagement will be entirely different. If you do not like the person, the facial expression, the body language, the words that we use, the attitude that we show, overall body language, the demeanor will be apparent. And likewise, if we like the person, if we respect the person, then that will be totally different too. It will be distinct. We can easily tell the difference if we had asked ourselves. No one need to be there to observe and then say that you are different with this person and that person. We ourselves know. Everyone has got that conscience within ourselves. If we ask that, can clearly tell that okay, these people we are differentiating, these people we are not differentiating. There is some partiality with which we deal with people in this world, which we cannot deny. That partiality is absent in that person who has the absolute knowledge about divinity. Absolute knowledge about the truth will not have that partiality when he interacts with people, is the fundamental idea behind this shloka. Now, how can we achieve that? How can we accomplish that within ourselves? An impartial view. What is making, in the first place, to have the differences in people? Right? When you analyze it, the preferences that we give to people, the hatred that we attach towards people, these two are the things that are making us differentiate people from one from the other. The likeness that we have towards groups of people, that can be our own people, we just say that they are our own people, and so we are blinded by the fact that they are our own people, and whatever they do, we are okay. We will not mind even if they do anything that bothers us. It's no longer bothering. We'll say that's okay, don't worry about it. But there are few list of people who, what, even if they do a small thing, even if they say a small word that will bother, that will annoy us totally, we will go mad and we will not tolerate. See, our tolerance level will fluctuate between people whom we have admitted into our circle versus people who we have not admitted into the circle. Right? What is that difference? People inside the circle versus people who are outside the circle. That is the biggest uh, difference between people who have not appreciated the absolute truth versus people who appreciate the absolute truth. People who are yogis, they do not know any difference between a rabbit, a dog, cow, a man with wealth, a man who's studied abroad and studied a lot, and a man who's the rich, number one richest person in the world. Even if that person walks, this yogi will not show any difference. No special treatment. But whereas for others, this person means a lot. That's because we have attached some meanings to people. That attachment of meaning to people is meaningless actually. If we just look at it introspected, we will know clearly that that meaning is meaningless. A person who has a power, let's say political power, president of the United States, he just walks in, knocks on the door, and people will be like excited to welcome him into the house for all right reasons though. But is the president of the United States is also a citizen of this country. Any other citizen walks into the house, there's no difference. But then we naturally attach more importance to the position that this person holds. And what is it that going to bring to me we attach some meaning to it. Oh, when this person walks into the door who is being well respected by the society, see the script that is running in our mind, there can be different scripts that can run in different minds, right? Based on who you are, what is your background, different scripts will run through the mind. But yet, a script will run. That script will say a lot of things to us even before we can, think about it. Even before we can take control of that script will run. And then that will bias our decisions. We'll go and we will behave entirely differently than to a person who is just a commoner, let's say. Commoner walks in, there is no script there, right? Poor guy. He just walks into knocks on the door asking for some help. Probably there is some script which is a negative script that we have written. These people don't have any work, job, probably they are into drugs, right? So they just spend all the money and then they are asking for money. That kind of script potentially might run. And both the scripts are incorrect. Both the scripts are not validated. It is just that we heard news that people respect this people, and this is how it is, and then we start forming some kind of images within ourselves and start treating people with some uh, preferentially. Isn't it? Family members, the way that we treat them will naturally be different. No one says that it should be equal to how we treat strangers, because they are people who live with us, and there are certain unwritten arrangement. If you look at it, practically looking at it, right? Family is a bondage. That is one level, that is true. But beyond that, there is an arrangement. Family is like an institution, right? In this institution, every member has got their own responsibilities. We fulfill that responsibility, right? And so naturally that attachment also we build along with it. In an institution, that attachment should be held within. That should not blind the decisions, but still we build that attachment. And that attachment naturally gives rise to different meanings to it. And that extra meanings that we attach leads to complication. Like for example, a mother is so affectionate towards her child. Now, whatever that child asks for, the mother naturally yields. A child in the next door walks in and plays with her child, let's say. And the next door child will want to have some kind of a play with this child, and they engage in it, and then they play around. In the middle of it, that mother, as long as there can be different ways of looking at it, a mother, if she thinks that these two children, when they play with this toy, it belongs to both of them, they should have real fun playing together. That is all I think about it. Instead, if the neighbor's child asks for that toy, and that child wants to hold it on to that toy for longer duration, let's say, as a mother, The natural instinct is, no, my child is just waiting for so long. Right? So that attachment, so at that level, right? How can we bring that impartiality at that level? This is a child, that is also a child, except that he or she is born to me. There is no other difference. An Atman exists between that child as well as in this child. It is not that easy. It is not that easy to visualize. It is not easy to accept in the first place. To bring about that change, some work is needed, some effort is needed from our side to appreciate all the people to be uniform. And when that comes, that is when the equality of vision happens. Until then, it is always a fight that goes in the mind in terms of what is right, what is wrong, good set of people, bad set of people, like-minded people, my people, your people. That differentiation exists, that cannot be sorted out the acceptance, unless the universal acceptance is embraced. Universal acceptance is not that easy, but should be worked upon. The first step is to be aware that yes, there is this kind of partiality that I handle in my own life. The degree of partiality can vary between people to people, person to person. Right? The amount of acceptance that I have may not be the same with you, or with her, or with him, or with them. We all vary in degree. The amount of acceptance should increase. That is the intent of this shloka. No one is going to go 0 to 100% of acceptance of all people in this world overnight. That's not going to happen. But how much we are tolerate, how much we can tolerate with people around us. The moment people start doing, acting, talking the way that we do not like, the moment our mind starts creating scripts, the moment it puts them in a blacklist, can be people close to us, it can be people who are not so close to us, but still we start labeling people, right? So the labeling of the people around us is the fundamental cause, isn't it? We put labels, black, this is white, this is green, this is okay, this is not okay, this is dangerous, these are boring, this people's behavior and people eventually. And so when we look at it in our mind, if we open our mind and then look at it, the list of people, friends, how we have labeled it, we can identify it. Oh, these people are, I want to avoid at any cost. These people are good people, I want it to be. So such classifying the people, stereotyping the people within our own selves is the fundamental bottleneck towards appreciating the truth. Then we will not know truly what their nature is. We cannot, no one hates chili, vegetables. All vegetables, you have different variety of vegetables, each has got their own aroma, taste and whatnot. Now We like different vegetables. Chilies, for example, green chili, so spicy. That's its behavior. But no one seems to be hating that. But they are including it, they are accepting it. Just because it is spicy, that is its nature. People use it in the food while preparing it to give some kind of a spice to it. Likewise, other vegetables also. Every vegetable has got its own texture, color, taste, right? But still, they all are not uniform, but still we are accepting them all. And we are including it in our recipe, right, to prepare food because they all are needed. Likewise, people should be integrated into our life rather than stamping them with labels like these are this kind of people, they are that kind of people. Another question will immediately prop up in our mind is terrorists, right? That is one thing that frequently we hear. How can we deal with it? We'll have to label them, right? How else can we handle them if we do not label them? Labeling is okay, but to create some kind of a polarization in our mind, and this is okay, this is not okay, right? That is the problem. To know that this group of people are harmful, dangerous is very important so that we can stay away. We have still integrated, we have accepted the fact that this society will have harmful people also, right? Just like plants and vegetables, there are some plants that are poisonous. We know it and we stay away from it. We don't use it to cook food. We do not include as part of food. But we are aware of it. Just that awareness. No one hates it. Poison ivy or whatever that is not included in food. No one says that, ew, I don't want. No one hates it, but we know the harmful effect of it. So we stay away from it. That is fine, perfectly. But to develop some kind of an emotions towards it, a hatred towards it, that no one seems to be doing it. And we do not have to do it. We can be warned from people who are harmful, troublesome. We can be warned from them. Knowing and is one thing, accepting is another thing. Most of the times what happens is we know that these people are troublemongers. They create trouble, and so I wanted to avoid. The next and so part is what we will have to work on. Knowing is one, but I am aware of it. I accept it as part of overall society. This is needed. The society needs that multitude of people. That is one. And the other one is anyone that we encounter, anything that happens, event that happened to us. Today I just step out of the house and I just walk around. I meet a friend. Do I have control in that? Who I'm going to meet, or whether I'm going to meet, or where exactly I'm going to meet, what time I'm going to meet? I do not have control on it. But I meet a person, let's say. I should accept it as that is being made to happen by that divine. Who I'm meeting, what they say, what I respond, everything is dictated, controlled by that super Atman, super soul. And so that is one more reason that not accepting is ignorance. People around us, they are bad, let's say. We label them as bad, but still accepting them will provide us with equality of vision. The moment we have accepted it, then we start looking at it with an equal vision. People who do a lot of good things to us, let's say, they just do in terms of money. They give money, they give gifts, they do physical labor to us without expecting anything. We will, you know what human mind does? We will just raise them up the pedestal. We will make them God. We say that those people are the best people in this world. The moment those people, for some reason or the other, let us down, that's it. We will just not even slowly descend them. We will just topple them from the 20th floor. Don't even care what happens to them, they fall down, right? That is how our mind is. Our mind will favor and group people who do good things to us and then put them in a bucket of good guys, good bucket. And people who let us down one way or the other and create unpleasantness within ourselves. Again, unpleasantness is a state of mind, but we just brand them and then say that these people, the two buckets in our mind, right? That is the biggest enemy for equality of vision. We are not able to see people equally because these people, we pushed them up. The good people, we pushed them up. We are not even looking at them as how we should be ideally. Place them in the right place. Neither there is a need to push them up, epitomize, eulogize, praise them, right? Neither should we do that, nor should we put people down because don't meet our expectations. We have defined some rules and they don't meet that rules, and so we just pushed them below the bar that we have set to ourselves. If you want to be my friend or if you want to be in my good books, then you better reach this bar. You are here? No, that means you are not in my good books. How are they supposed to know where your bar is? Right? They have no clue. They are living their life just like how we are living ours. They are also figuring out what to do, how to live the best life out there. They are also doing the same thing. No one has mastered yet. We all are learning. So that is why it is harmful to have some kind of bar and then draw a line and then put people below the line, above the line. That line is the biggest thing. Start just thinking about it as to the people in your life, where you have placed them, here or here, and why we have done that way. Ask ourselves questions. Is it reasonable that this person, no person deserves here to be here. No person deserves to be here as well. We need to bring them together so that there is equality of vision. We have to put them on a ground reality. What is practical? And then start looking at it. They are doing it. It's fine. We can do them help also. They are not doing it. Maybe today. Tomorrow they may end up helping us as well. Who knows? Right? So there is nothing fixed in this world that this is happening this way, so it has to be that way all the time. So everything, every moment, if you look at it, the whole world is changing, 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 changing. Everything from plants to animals to water, the stream of water flowing. Everything is undergoing a modification. The moment is gone. That moment you cannot recreate. At that moment, how the world was is different from this moment. That is how the world is progressing, moving, right? So anything can happen. Having fixed ideas towards people is the biggest enemy for equality of vision. And what will happen if we have equality of vision? That's being mentioned in this sloka. Ihaiva tair jitah sargo. A person who has equality of vision can just conquer that person. In the first place, he will be established in absolute truth. That is when the equality of vision happens. It's mutual. You work towards equality of vision, that leads to absolute truth. Start accepting people around us. The more we accept, then slowly the absolute truth emerges within us. Because accepting people, that Buddha's story that we had already seen, a person approached Buddha asking for, give me enlightenment, and then and then Buddha asked him to go back and then start accept everyone in this world and return. And then after 2-3 months, this person returns and says, I accepted everyone in this world except for one person who is my neighbor. We can accept everybody in this world because we don't know many people in this world. The people who we know very much are the ones that it is very hard to accept them. Accept them with their plus and minus, both. If they show only plus, then I accept them. If they show negatives, then I don't like. That is the nature. That is their nature. So accepting them is wisdom. And those who have accepted are truly established in the absolute truth. And those people are considered to be possessing the qualities, flawless qualities of God. That is what the shloka says. Nirdosham. There is not even one dosham in that person's heart who can accept people as they are. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. They are equivalent to God. What else we wanted? See, if then you can imagine how hard it is for people to accept others. Because once we have practiced doing that of acceptance, then that person is same as God, possessing all the great qualities, flawless qualities of God. Whenever we are encountered with a situation, let's say, how do we see this person? How do I see this person? We can just like how binocular vision. We just take a binocular and then look at this person. We can use a spiritual vision, a spiritual divine vision. If God were to be here in this place, and if he looked at this person, how will he look at that person? Will he reject that person, saying that he has this flaws? He cannot do it because he is the creator. He has created that body. He has given that behavior to that body. If God himself rejects that person for the behavior of that body, then God owes an answer. Right? How dare you reject this person? You are the one who created it. That is the same vision that we must also have. God's vision should be our vision in accepting others. Then we are elevating ourselves to the level of God. We play the part of God. We cannot play the role of God. That only he can play. We can play a part in his role. If he were there, that's how he looks at it. Mahalakshmi that is why it is being mentioned there. Mahalakshmi and Mahavishnu are one and the same. There is no differentiation, inseparable. Right? They are inseparable. But there are some qualities of Mahavishnu that are attributed to Mahalakshmi, especially qualities like this, where acceptance is a broader thing, where you do not look at others' mistakes at all. You brush aside and look only at their positive qualities only, because Mahalakshmi is known for that. Whenever Mahalakshmi is there, Mahavishnu will not, if he had, even in the Puranas, even in the Itihasas, even in the Ramayana, if you look at it, wherever Sita was there, Rama would not punish any of the asuras. He used to protect them. Kakasura, for example, was not hurt. He ran back all the way and returned to Rama, and in Sita's presence he was given refuge. He was accepted. So Mahalakshmi is known for acceptance. Acceptance of all our mistakes also. Whatever that we mistake we do, just like mother, she's mother of mothers, right? So you go to Mahalakshmi and say that I have done all this, forgive me. Absolutely 100% accepted. The quality is what we have to remember in this verse. One who can do that, then that person conquers the birth death pattern altogether. Because once that person has elevated himself or herself to the level of divinity, or looking at people, there is no question of being born again. Being born again is like asking us to take the test again, so that you didn't pass this test, you didn't pass it again. So that is why next birth, next birth, next birth. Until we pass, we graduate, we will be given this birth, right? So first thing is accepting people. The second verse, let's move on to the next 20th shloka. Na prahrishyet priyam prapya no dvijet prapya cha priyam stira buddhir asammudho brahmavid brahmanistithah. So this person who is established in the absolute truth will not be deluded when good things happen to this person, will not rejoice, will not jump up and down, will not go crazy when pleasant things happen to him, to him or her. Likewise, if unpleasantness reaches this person will not grieve, will not just sit in the corner and cry, saying that why this happens only to me. So what is intended in this verse is we should develop that mindset of accepting the events that happen to us. The first sloka was acceptance of people as is, who they are, what they are, with their deficits, deficiencies and positivities. In this shloka, acceptance of events that happen. If good thing happens, naturally our emotions will shoot up, if you have observed. Uncontrolled emotions. And we will dance. And if unpleasantness occurs, then naturally down, down and down. Where was the dance? Where was the singing in the mind? Where was the jumping around? So the fluctuations, being aware of that fluctuation in the mind as the events happen around us is the key. So this person is not deluded by neither good or bad, but instead events as they happen. That will not disturb. Bad things, bad omens or bad occurrences will not disturb this person. The way that we should translate is, because we are all trying to be, we are all trying to be aware of the deficiencies of the mind. So these are all some of the deficiencies that exist by nature. By letting go of these limitations, these are all limitations, right? We don't have to do anything extra. We'll have to let go of the things that are attached to us. So this extra behavior is, when good thing happens, react. Bad thing happens, react. How the reaction happens, we do not have a control, because we have defined our good and bad, what is good and what is bad. That label we have attached around us in the world, little world that we are living in, and that script starts executing. And naturally, few things we think that they are good, jump around joyfully, gleefully, expressing all out. And then when things didn't go well, we just go back, complain. Once we are happy, joyful, we can stay in that state of joyfulness perfectly okay. No matter what, nothing will affect me. I will stay in that perfect state of joyfulness. That is good. But does it happen that way? Just go and then so it goes down. So that up and down movement is the very nature of the mind. And to control that, all is needed is an awareness. Awareness of our own fluctuation of the mind as it goes up and goes down. Then naturally it starts reducing itself. And a question will be asked. So what is this person who is working towards his inner journey? Will this person ever be happy at all, or will this person be always be here? Because you are Krishna is asking us to reject all happy things, happy events that causes happiness in your mind. He doesn't say reject all events. We will have to still keep working. The Karma Yoga is all about engaging in activities. So the activities will still be there. He never said cease all activities, but the activities may at times produce few things that will cause happiness in your mind. Be aware of it. There are some activities that will cause dejection in your mind. Be aware of it. So the happiness and dejection are impermanent things. They go up and down and will change the nature, your nature. They are altering our true nature, so be aware of it. And our true nature is neither to be artificially happy or artificially sad, but naturally be happy. That is our true nature. And we are not able to experience that because we are too busy engaging in this artificiality game of going up and down, of being a victim of the events that happen outside of us. Right? And so we are not able to totally appreciate our true nature, which is deep inside us. Once the outside noise calms down, once our crazy ups and downs calms down, goes down and neutralizes, then we will be able to observe that true nature within us. That is the reason that he says this person is not going to be happy for pleasant things and sad for unpleasant things, but instead he is going to be a sthira buddhi. He's going to be this person is a steady minded person. Sthira buddhi is steady minded person, not like few times go this way and then go do these things because that leads to pleasantness. These things, no, avoid it because these all leads to unpleasantness. right? So not that kind of differentiation, but keep doing what is right, keep doing what is dharma, and whatever that is being returned, accept it as is without jumping up and down, emotionally jump and down. Offer whatever that it, accept it and offer back to Krishna. Sthira buddhihi, wavering mind of no, 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 that is good, no, 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 this is not good. That is wavering mind. There are millions of things in this world. How many things that we will say good to do, not good to do, right? So that is not going to happen. We will avoid, of course, some of the things that are harmful, some of the things that are not helping us make progress. Of course, we're going to avoid it, right? But unnecessarily getting into that emotional ups and downs is what should be avoided. The meaning of this: sthira buddhir asammudho. Asammudha, mudaha is unintelligent person, right? And asammudaha is not being deluded, not being unintelligent. So being intelligent, indirectly it is intelligent. Brahmani sthitaha, so he is just firmly situated in the absolute truth by staying equal towards good and bad things that are happening around us. Is the meaning of this verse. 21st verse. बाह्यस्पर्शेष्वसक्तात्मा विन्दत्यात्मनि यत्सुखं स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा सुखमक्षयमश्नुते. This person is not attached or attracted by pleasures of external sense organs, pleasures that are derived through external sense organs. This person is not that much interested in that. Eyes are giving beautiful entertainment in terms of watching videos or YouTube videos or any such thing, and ears are interested to listen to a lot of variety of music or gossip or any such talks or any such thing. Ears are interested in that. There are many objects, if you observe, those objects are offering their goodies to our indriyas. If you look at it, there are objects that will entertain each of our indriyas. That's how this world is created, intentionally trap filled, mind filled, so that at least one or the other, that person is stuck, right? Eyes, ears, and if nothing else are not eyes and ears, food, big trap. Stuck. A person who is stuck there in food, stuck forever. Pleasures, general external pleasures. And this person who is situated in the truth keeps themselves away from such external pleasures. They do not fall a victim to such pleasures, because the moment that happens, then the mind is not directed inward. A mind that is not directed inward will never achieve or know the full truth. The absolute truth is never known until the mind is directed inward. But if our indriyas are occupying our mind with external objects, then when will our mind find time to keep itself focused on the internals? That never happens. So that is why in this shloka, bahya sparsheshvasaktatma, bahya external, sparshe, bahya sparsheshu in external pleasure, asaktatma, that person who is not interested in that. Vindati, vindatyatmani yat sukham. They derives bliss or happiness. They do not derive, right? So they do not derive, they stay away from it. That person, Brahman Yoga Yuktatma, Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, that person has mastered the art of Brahma Yoga. There are many yoga, right? This yoga, that yoga, Kundalini yogas. Kundalini yoga, of course, is also the Brahma Yoga. But we see a lot of yogas here. That yoga has nothing to do with this yoga. This is the true yoga of realizing the absolute truth, that is called the Brahma Yoga. So that Brahma Yoga this person has mastered. Brahma Yoga Yuktatma. And once that person has mastered, by withdrawing his indriyas from outside external objects and directing it towards the Atman inside, then that person has not only mastered the Brahma Yoga but is bound to experience unlimited bliss, which is the bliss of God, which is the secret that is hidden inside and that is unlimited. Akshayam ashnute. Kshayam means vulnerable to destruction or one that is destroyable. Akshayam is one that cannot be destroyed, there is no limit, unlimited. Unlimited sukham akshayam ashnute. So that person experiences unlimited bliss. But instead, most people, 99% of the people, fall victim to the trivial pleasures, trivial bliss that is there in this world. Very few people who are willing to sacrifice such external sensory pleasures will attain this state wherein they are the owners of unlimited bliss, is the meaning of this 21st verse. With that, we stop here. Shriyah Kantaya Kalyana Nidaye Nidayethinam Sri Venkata Nivasaya Srinivasaya Mangalam. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanastu.